Okay, keep running.
Behind the back for Julius's finish. How about that time?
All right, keep plugging away. We're starting to get some momentum.
Drops in another deep three. Durant in a 51-point quarter.
Shout out to ESPN for their little promo cuts. That's about the only production value I enjoy with these telecasts. Mark Jackson. Anyway, the Pelicans finally healthy. You see Elfrid Payton, Julius Randle. They've got a solid starting five, right? It's just the depth. They really only have Mirotic coming off the bench, and the pace they play, I don't know, man. Anyway, let's get into this thing. And this is Gentry's calling card. His offensive sets, that was kind of like a blender double screen for Holiday, the early three ball, and KD's going to answer real quick, catch and shoot. You notice how comfortable he's getting with the catch and shoot three the last few weeks. And this game was a track meet. The pace was fast and ferocious. There's Julius Randle. Not a fan of that shot. He seemed, I know he's coming back from an injury, and it showed. He seemed a lot less physical than the last time I remember him playing. Clay backdoor. He wants another one. Couldn't quite put the two hands on the rim, but he got the and one. Draymond had 4 or 5 assists real quick out the gate. The pace definitely helped that. Roofs Elfrid Payton. And I think Zach Lowe said it best. When you're anticipating the return of Elfrid Payton, you have depth issues, right? Draymond pace, waiting, drops the dime, and Looney had himself another impactful night despite going up against the brow. And they're going to watch Draymond here. This isn't, remember in times past where Randall kind of ate Draymond's lunch, right? He's just a bigger, stronger athlete, and Draymond bodied him there. You're not used to Julius Randle fading away from the basket. He's a downhill player. KD, styles make fights, and if you recall this matchup with Drew Holiday, KD still, I don't think, attacks Drew properly. He doesn't give Drew the proper respect as a defender. It was a hot start both ways, though. Steph, again, playing and starting off ball, knocks down the three. And New Orleans, they'll get up and down with the best of them and score with the best of them again. But when you're 6 deep, can you do it for 4 quarters? Durant, hand in the face. And that's where I think he should attack Drew. Out in space, faced up. When he tries to dribble and back him down, it just doesn't work out for him. More on that in a little bit. Turning point early on was Steph picking up his second foul, trying to dig down on AD, and immediately headed to the bench. He just can't help himself. It's part of his DNA. He's got great hands, so he's going to try to use them. Clay, not as many touches in this one, but he was 4 of 8 from downtown, definitely helping our cause. Another outlet from Draymond. Check out the Shaq-style dunk from KD. Okay, big boy. As soon as Steph sat, they railed off 2 threes from their guards. You see Quinn fall down here and leaves this guy naked out on the arc, and Drew had hit one right when Steph sat down, and that gave New Orleans some early momentum. And then more KD on Drew Holiday. When he tries to dribble and jock for position, Drew is long and strong, and I just want to see him approach attacking Holiday differently out in transition. Mirotic gets it done. How about Clay, though, and how many hats he can wear? You got China Clay. You got God mode Clay, right? What about air Clay? I think he's got a taste for the dunks now. Look at him go up here with 2 hands, and expect a lot more of these with the incoming Boogie, because he's a great passer from the high post, and then again, the pace right back in our face, and one Drew Holiday. And I keep harping on this, but you see how fast they're playing with 6 guys that they play. Clay tries to put it down and gets in trouble. More transition, and it's AD running the floor. And AD's so skilled and talented. He can play any way you ask him to, but is this optimal for him? Here's Durant adjusting the offensive strategy. No dribble, lean, and use your length. Don't try to use strength or handles, guard skills against the best guard defender they have, right? Use big man skills. So he leans, and then this happens. Draymond, my God, he just stepped into a 3. Take a look at the footwork, y'all. Left, right, rhythm, right into the 3. I've been begging for it for what, 3 years now? So that's very exciting to see. Here's New Orleans' nice ball movement. You know, they mirror some of the things we do offensively. They just only have half the talent. I know I say they're 6 deep, 6 guys that they can trust, right? I know they play. Gentry will play. You see Jahlil Okafor in there and some of these other guys. Livingston gets the and one. And I want to shout out DeAndre Jordan for kind of chin-checking Sean in that Dallas game, because it's woke his ass up, right? Jahlil, the vegan now, remember that pick out of Duke from Philly? What was he, like the number 2 pick? He's just too slow laterally to play in the league today. And then Mirotic, he has such a quick trigger at his height. You're going to be really susceptible to buying those fakes. And then let's face it, this dude chews his food at the front of his mouth, right? He chews with them front teeth. But in the second quarter, he was chewing our ass up, man. He had like 20 points in the second quarter, something crazy like that. That time was the long two. And I just don't, you have to face guard him. You can't come off him. If you're going to come off somebody to help, it can't be him. And that got a bit frustrating. Steph, just 1 of 5 at this point. The foul trouble, I think, just took away some of his aggression and rhythm. Speaking of foul trouble, here's his third. And something he can do that Iguodala does, when he slaps down, Steph does it, you know, kind of softer, and it leaves more interpretation for the ref. Iguodala does it so swiftly that it almost looks clean when it's not because it's so fast. And so I think Steph could, if he's going to rip, if he can't help himself, he might as well do it full strength, right? Mirotic just doing work in the block now. But Kerr did leave Steph in with 3 fouls here early in the second quarter. He stops things because all of a sudden it's a 17-point lead for these Pels. OTO Clay 3-ball. And then watch this from McKinney. This is really inexcusable. Look at him try to go under this screen here against Mirotic, who, mind you, already has like 18 points in the quarter. So that's just a very low IQ play, no matter how you cut it. I love this play from Sean, the art of deception. Watch him look off everybody, get right to his spot. He did it very subtly and smooth. I think he can do that a lot more than when he gets real aggressive and tries to back the guy down. I think that face-up jumper may be more efficient for him. Steph, turnover, pulley, and he rewards Kerr for leaving him in there with the 3 fouls. Now it's Gentry's turn out of the timeout. Watch him use Mirotic's gravity to get AD a dunk. These two are a pretty nice combo. Here's a question for y'all. Who gets more money next year as a free agent, DeAndre Jordan or Mirotic? Just throwing it out there. I know DeAndre is the name, but look at this dude and the way the game is being played. He's a problem. And then this guy is always a problem. Watch the reluctancy to shoot around Anthony Davis. No one really wants to. Looney does a good job to draw contact there, but he just affects so many decisions and shot attempts on the floor. Steph, I thought, did a great job forcing the referees to blow the whistle. We weren't getting whistles at home, and Steph just wasn't taking no for an answer. He started to go to the cup and just force them to give him that whistle. S-dot on your head, Top. Offensively, things were just fine all game. That never was really the problem, and that's the story when you play the Pels. This time, Draymond, not that accurate. KD doesn't matter. And so offensively, we looked good here. You're going to see Iguodala. I know we're focusing on his offense because it's surprising, but defensively, he's been super good. Clay, pull-up 3-ball, third of the game. And like I said, the offense was fine. Could we get stops against this pace and 3-centric Alvin Gentry offense? Draymond, I like that. I think that's for him. That just feels right. But then he gets out of a pocket. Look at Draymond. Why are you jumping? He had no reason to be down there. Iguodala's already the help, and so that was a bit of a greedy play defensively there from Dre, and then he doesn't get the call he wants here, and while he's busy complaining this pace, it's going to be an easy one for AD. Dre had himself a hell of a night, man, but there was a few sequences here late in the half that were kind of me plays, and it really helped New Orleans fend us off as we were making a push. But then this is why we love him. Watch him ISO'd here on Anthony Davis just doing work, and he's bothered him. This just always seems to be the story. He really, I think, relishes in the opportunity to guard AD, and he does a hell of a job. The strength, the strong hands, the positioning. Here we go out in transition. You can see we've cut it to 6 after being down 17, and then I didn't think he was going to get this. I usually call him slim. I'm going to call him stretch. More growth and promise from Draymond shooting. Take a look at this footwork. This is the split catch. Watch him split the feet. That's straight out of the KD handbook. And then what do you know? He knocks it down. It's in the feet, Dre.
You see, he looks over at Gentry smiling.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see this team again. It feels like we always see them in the playoffs. There's where KD can attack. I like to see him catch and shoot more than ISO handle ball against this type of defense. Right on the switch, he pulls the trigger. That's just today's NBA. It's tough. But again, the switching and the handoffs, they've got to be smoother if you want to stop these three-point shooters. Julius Randle, it kind of looks like a Jordan Bell shot. Like it looks like he shouldn't make it often, but he hit 2 threes on the night. The next tool that Looney needs is the little bounce pass, wraparound bounce pass to the weak side. He could have made one there, right? And then he's going to end up with the ball back again, and he could have made one there. Instead, he just tries to draw contact in. Without a doubt, he can do it. He's just got to be confident enough to do so and pull the trigger. You see Etwan Moore and some of these guys make shots, and you're like, these are not sustainable makes. Look at AD challenging KD. Part of the reason I think he was inefficient is the length of Mirotic and AD on the perimeter. He's just not accustomed to. He drains that one. It's like you feel like he's not playing well. You look up, the dude has 30 points. That's just KD for you. But look at the AD effect. When does KD pass a jumper up right there? I'll tell you when AD's closing it out on you. So his effect is crazy. Steph gets caught in the air and feeds this New Orleans offense. They feed off transition and turnovers. AD, the solid deep catch. Here's the thing, though. These games between the Pelicans, they seem to play out the same every time. The Pelicans play really well, get a lead, but they are the equivalent of an NFL team with no running game, right? They can only pass the ball. They can only play fast, and it just allows a lot of possessions for us to get back in the game. Listen to these two coaches and their personalities.
Like we said, the game's going to go like that, okay? But as long as we keep attacking and as long as we keep challenging shots, I don't care. They'll make some, but we've done a great job of challenging shots. This is not entirely unexpected, right? It's a tough back-to-back. So the good thing is, forever, this game's going to take forever. Long way to go.
It's very easy to see how we could come out so nonchalant on a lot of these games, right? Just given Kerr's personality, but it's also easy to see why we never panic and why we can get back in games. So it's a give and take with these coaching styles. And this was the play, I think, that gave the chef his sauce. That up and under little finish hang in the air, and all of a sudden, he's got a pot of gumbo brewing for these boys in the bayou. Gentry, the timeout, he's seen this act before. Steph, you know he keeps a pump in his lap at all times. I can't remember watching a player where you can just feel the storm coming, right? And it's like an avalanche. Like you can feel it and you can hear it before you see it. And you just got the sense he was about to go off. You see 3 after 3 here, closing out the third. And then it amplifies the defense, right? Iguodala looking for the corner 3. No, sir, I'm going to the cup. The most aggressive Andre Iguodala I've seen as a Golden State Warrior. I think another big separator from Steph and some of these other big scorers is even when he is in a heat check, he'll still pass the ball and make the basketball play. KD, not efficient in this one. It didn't matter because this boy was with the pop. And then this one was absolutely the demoralizer. This is the one where you go, oh, okay, now we just in trouble. We ain't going to win this game, are we?
What a shot from Curry. Davis right in his face. And it's a 2.
Take another look, man. This angle shows you how tight or how little of a window there was for that shot. Just crazy. But the Pels, they keep battling. This is the pace and style they play. They're in these barn burners every night. KD got there late, and I think Draymond kind of impeded his launch area, so he got there late. The and one. He had a couple of rough ones where he got there late. Steph, I'm out of adjectives. I'm out of verbs, y'all. And shout out Kerr, because the team is definitely revving up their engines, and Kerr's revving up his engine as a coach. The defensive substitution to end this third, understanding how big of a momentum swing there could be here as we've gotten all the way back in it. So Jacob Evans, the rookie stopper, comes into the game. Steph sits. 5 seconds, what's going to be? That's just a bad pass, but I can't explain to you how good of a play that is from Andre Iguodala, because when the clock is winding down, most every player has the clock in their head speeds up. You have more time than you think, and Iguodala understood if he dunked that ball, it wouldn't have counted. So he gets the and one with the high finger roll to end the third quarter.
Holiday his second. Holiday tried to get out of the way.
Oracle giving them life to start the fourth quarter. And I don't know what's gotten into Iguodala, man, if he fell and bumped his head, but I like it. You see him pump the early shot here. Now he's going to go coast to coast and draw the foul. How about 13, 5, and 4 in 23 minutes? I don't know. Has he made like an executive decision? Like, this is about to be it for me. I might as well leave it all out on the court or what? But I'm not mad at all. And when I talk about shooting the gap, it don't ever work out, man. I know sometimes you're forced into it, and then Clay is just ridiculous. Look at him. He's almost parallel to the floor, off balance, just goes right into the shot. That was, I haven't had a shot in a while shot, right? But it went down for him. More Iguodala, and you look at the score here, it felt like we were in control, but the score suggested otherwise. It was just a 1 or 2 possession game pretty much the whole way through here. Finally, they had a few possessions where they ran them off the three-point line. I was very frustrated in the first half with them just giving up weak side threes, guys that couldn't create their own three. And I'm more liable to just give AD what he wants one-on-one, but that's not our strategy. Here's Sean get caught napping backdoor. Drew Holiday, nice game. Is he an all-star? Drew Holiday an all-star? I don't know. His dad was in the building. You see his uncle squeeze one off here on camera. Lost in the pyro show from Steph was Kevon Looney having another 12-rebound night. 6 of them offensive rebounds, and a lot of them coming in this fourth quarter, and they were just huge plays to keep the momentum on our side in this comeback at home, right? Draymond, very decisive. And I think AD starts to wear down. I brought up the pace and if it was optimal for him. I know he's a great athlete, but he looks like he wears down in the fourth quarter. These offensive rebounds were so impressive considering we just got back from Denver last night. We shouldn't be the tired team, but we were the hungrier team down the stretch. Here's AD after a timeout, kind of caught his breath and got an ISO there, but he wears down. He does. And then Draymond, why not, man? His 4th 3 of the night. Did I show all 4? I'm looking at the stats. It says he had 4 of them, but he had a monster night. 17 points, 14 assists, 6 boards, and it's very promising, the footwork with the catch and shoot here. Here's more of these two matched up. I love it, and he takes one right out of the pages of Uncle Ig. The strong rip through, and New Orleans is forced to foul as we started to pull away here late, and this Pelicans team ran out of gas. I also love the fact that they just did a simple pick and roll switch and let Steph go to work on the slower footed Mirotic, and then he delivers the dagger to Davis's ding-a-ling. I'm messing around. I hate to see AD go down because it seems like it goes down like every 2 weeks. I know this is going to sound crazy, but is he a franchise #1 player? To me, I think he would be like the greatest second guy on a team, right? He needs another dominant scorer just because he's a big and because frankly, he's a bit fragile, right? But he's got to be tired of losing big leads against the champs. I don't know how many more times we'll see AD in a Pelicans uniform, but hopefully he can stay healthy and maybe, hell, get out the Western Conference. You see how he's walking there, right? They let him back in the game when he was walking like that. That, to me, is just poor training staff etiquette, I guess, if you will. Anyway, y'all know what's coming next. I'm going to hit that live Friday before we see the debut of Boogie. I'm out, y'all.
So long as like alchemy.